That's hundreds of hours of your life that are now dedicated towards creativity instead of searching through your sound library, because you took little chunks of time over and over and over to set yourself up for greatness.
The reason why I love the Spiderhound episode where he talked about his like daily routine, everybody that's serious and trying to get better, I always recommend them to hear what he has to say and to do the 10 minutes a day thing, because I see it the same way as like bodybuilding and stimulating hypertrophy and setting up a workout program oriented around that. Because if you can just get yourself in the zone consistently, it hits that part of your brain, that muscle, to cause it to grow for the next 24 hours till you get to it again. And when you're gone, your subconscious mind is making all sorts of calculations and thinking about all sorts of stuff in the background. And I've gotten so many song ideas or like rack ideas of like tools I can make, all sorts of stuff when I've been away from my computer. So, man, consistency.
Yes, bro. You said something back on our episode, Find Your Balance, a while back, where I was talking about attention residue and how, like, if, your phone goes off in the middle of a songwriting session, it can like break your whole concentration, and that checking that text will leave a residue that will carry over and harm the songwriting process. But then you beautifully flipped that coin over and looked at the other side of it and said exactly what we're talking about now. How if you do something every day or a few times a week where consistently you're always having to put your brain and or your body back into this mode, then you build up a residue positively, the positive side of attention residue, where, whether it's doing music at least a little bit every day, and now even when you're out in the rest of the regular life that you're working on, those musical ideas are flooding in and popping up out of your subconscious like, oh, hey, here's a melody. Hey, here's an idea for how to fix that mix, whatever. Same with like working out. Like if you're on a regular schedule of having to move your body and eat healthy, then you're going to be at the store and it's going to be like, I need salad fixings. Or like you're going to be, oh man, I got 10 minutes before that thing. What should I, get on my phone? Oh man, maybe I should do some stretches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all about lifestyle, man. I think that's the discussion that needs to be had more often. It's like, if you're serious about something, and this is sort of like a weird area for me because I've always been very about what I'm about. And I know like, I say self-awareness is the key. Like, know yourself, have the discussions with yourself about what you want. But, we are our habits basically. And if you're trying to get into something, you need to, look, if you're just trying to enjoy yourself and have a hobby to kick back, whatever, sure. But like, if you're like, I want to be a rapper, or I want to be a producer, or I want to be a painter, or I want to be this, you see this endeavor that you want to, go down the path and try to achieve this thing and express yourself creatively or whatever it is, you gotta be hammering that every single day and thinking about like, where can I fit this into my schedule and slowly expand that and think about it as your new life. That sounds extreme and it might turn some people off, but you're literally thinking, how can I redesign my life to make me this? You could reverse engineer. If you want to be great, like, man, when you look at the artists that are top of their game, how long did Lil Wayne, man? He was top of the game, like a decade? And everybody that you ask about him are like, yeah, he's in the studio nonstop, does a show, gets off to the studio, bam, he's got one in his bus, he's always recording. Any of the greats are like that. And it's like, then you can take the person that's done nothing, put them on a scale and ask yourself, how far up this scale do I want to go? And that should correlate to the amount of sacrifice and scheduling you're going to do around that. So, if you're trying to be pro, don't bank on it unless you're putting in like 5 hours a day.
On a scale of Joe Schmo to Lil Weezy.
Yeah.
How prolific do you want to be?
Man, this discussion is fucking making me so clear-headed about how I need to reprioritize just like the smallest amount of time. As like just sharpen the edges of your schedule to like cut some time in for more sound design or whatever. Like I'm just thinking about.
Man, I've been doing that. It's still a recent habit, so I kind of am hesitant to put it onto the world, but I've been doing a lot of like vocal exercise lately, and I got this keyboard hooked up, and I find if I'm doing lessons after work, I generally got like 20 to 15 minutes before those start. And that is like the best time to just have something pre-planned so that when I get to the door, I just drop all my shit, hang up if I got a coat on, whatever, and I just walk straight over here and I just start doing that shit. Because I know that if I let 1 minute go by, that's going to be 2-3 minutes. And now it's closer to 10 minutes than it is 15. And if I don't get to this quick, it's going to be 8. And that's leading up to 5 and fuck. So, you get to it, and that 15 minutes, so effective, man. Like if I'm doing my voice or if you're doing sound design shit, you can get some really cool sounds or whatever you're doing. But I find my voice, man, in that 15 minutes before I start versus after, it's like so warmed up and ready to go. I could record. Man, from your guys' perspective, like how many people would benefit that are trying to do bass music if they, identified where they got a 10, 15, 20-minute block and they watched that mud pie video till they had it ingrained and they could run through that process every day for 20 minutes. Imagine what they'd have in a month. Imagine if you're a little more persistent than Joe Schmo and you can do 2 months, 3 months. Imagine how good your shit's going to be in 6 months. Because the thing is, you're going to pick up that one thing you pick up the 32nd day in might be the like thing you expand on from day 32 to 62. And like, holy shit, you're going to find ways to, whether it's like, man, Hero Bus changed the game by throwing the chorus feedback all the way up and you get this like metallic-y, weird, bendy sort of sound. And then everybody starts copying that. And all it took, I know in Serum, I don't know about other synths, but if you have it 1% less than max, you don't get that effect. It has to be all the way up. And who the fuck will put the feedback all the way up? So if you start all the way up, bro. So if you find a little thing like that, and then you find ways to expand on that, like you're not even going to feel that dent of time, but you're going to make so much progress and you're going to have so much material ready. Or like Luke, as you had a long background as a rapper, writing a 16 a day, bro. Imagine that's craziness. You're a totally changed artist by just identifying those 10 to 20 minute chunks.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And, I find that when you start making these commitments to putting things together, they end up exponentially helping you later. Like you talked about my rapping, like not only was I able to get way better at writing things and get over my blocks of like, is this a good lyric? Am I shit for thinking this? And just getting lyrics out there, learning how to freestyle, moving on that. I also ended up with this huge box of ideas that have continually given me pre-drop vocals ever since I became a bass producer. And if you spend 10 minutes a day on that 10 minutes a day Spider Hound challenge, just being like, I'm going to, for 10 minutes every day for a while, I'm going to look through my sound library, find sounds I like, and put them on instruments, whether that's like a cool tonal sample and you put it on a sampler and save it, or you find like 16 hi-hats you really like and you put them on a drum rack and save it. Now that saved you that 10 minutes every time you want to drag and drop one of those instruments into a session. And if you take the time to take a bunch of those instruments and drag them into one session and save it as a template, you've just saved yourself hours of looking for sounds on 100 songs. That's hundreds of hours of your life that are now dedicated towards creativity instead of searching through your sound library, because you took little chunks of time over and over and over to set yourself up for greatness.
I like it.
What's up, humans? It's Luke, your friendly neighborhood trap Jesus. Thanks so much for watching the podcast, checking out our videos. We truly appreciate you. So, Rip Kenny, Tesco, and myself got you a gift. We made you a free sample pack. It's got basses, it's got FX, it's got crazy percussion and Foley sounds, and it's free. It's all yours. Just click the link in the description below. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and share this with your friends. We appreciate you. Peace out and peace among worlds.